Audio Jungle.
Left-leaning ITV boss Carolyn McCall and other woke chiefs at the channel is facing a backlash today for forcing out Piers Morgan after Ofcom ruled he did not breach its broadcasting code with his criticism of Meghan Markle. Ex-Guardian chief Dame Carolyn is under mounting pressure to explain why she tried to suppress Mr. Morgan's free speech after Meghan complained to her directly and allegedly implored her to censure her critic as they were both women and mothers. The regulator cleared Mr. Morgan over his comments about the Duchess of Sussex, which sparked 50,000 complaints allegedly that what he said was harmful and highly offensive. Following her Oprah Winfrey interview, ITV lost hundreds of thousands of viewers and millions more in advertising revenue after Mr. Morgan quit, amid a big ratings gap between GMB and rival BBC Breakfast. And ITV were today accused of ruining their own hit breakfast show 6 months after the row in March which saw him quit the program after 6 years. ITV News Royal editor Chris Shipp tweeted, "So what does ITV do about Piers Morgan's job at Good Morning Britain now Ofcom has cleared him and the TV network of a breach of the broadcasting code?" Mr. Morgan later commented on this tweet with a puzzled face emoji. Mr. Morgan's former co-host Susanna Reid retweeted Ofcom's verdict today without comment, but others said it was very disappointing that Meghan made ITV roll over with one phone call after she made a formal complaint about the broadcast. Mr. Morgan revealed today that Meghan wrote directly to my ITV boss Dame Carolyn McCall the night before I was forced out, demanding my head on a plate. Today, viewers told ITV to bring back Piers, urging them to see sense and do the right thing, while Mail Online columnist Dan Wootton led criticism of the channel. An ITV spokesman said today, "We welcome the Ofcom ruling that Good Morning Britain did not breach the broadcast standards relating to harm and offence. The ruling sets out clearly that it was the balance and context the program makers provided which was key in mitigating against the potential for harm and offence which could have been caused by Piers Morgan's comments. It is because of the program's editorial decisions and the opposing views which were forcefully expressed by other presenters and guests, that the program did not breach Ofcom's rules." But Mr. Morgan then tweeted, ITV have just put out a statement saying I only won the Ofcom case against Princess Pinocchio because my colleagues expressed different opinions to mine. That's not what the Ofcom report says in its conclusion. I suggest ITV reads it again." Mr. Wootton said today, Piers Morgan rightly cleared by Ofcom. Freedom of speech wins the day. And woke ITV ruin their own hit breakfast show in the process. Wouldn't want to be Harry waking up next to Meghan in Montecito in the morning when she picks up her phone. Former Sun editor Kelvin Mackenzie said, "Great news for Piers Morgan as Ofcom clear him over his Meghan truths on GMB. He told it like it is. Bloody nose for CEO Carolyn McCall who forced him out. Well said Ofcom for backing free speech." He added, "A chilling restriction on freedom of expression. The damning verdict by Ofcom on ITV's silencing of Piers Morgan after he said he didn't believe a word from Meghan Markle on royal racism. CEO Carolyn McCall ordered his ousting. She should be fired and Piers rehired. Right now." Presenter India Willoughby added, "At the end of the day, Piers Morgan was right. The fact Meghan Markle made ITV roll over with one phone call, very disappointing." Toby Young, of the Free Speech Union, told Talk Radio today, "It would have been absolutely absurd if Ofcom had censored Piers Morgan or Good Morning Britain in any way as a result of his remarks on that program, and I'm very glad they haven't done so." He added, "The idea that anyone who criticizes Meghan Markle must be racist and that any criticism of her is a form of racism is just ridiculous." Ofcom said it approached ITV for a comment on their preliminary view that the show was not in breach of the code, but the corporation declined to comment. Today, the regulator said that Mr. Morgan's comments were potentially harmful and offensive but said it also took full account of freedom of expression. The presenter said the ruling was a resounding victory. Mr. Morgan left GMB after saying he did not believe claims made by Meghan during her interview with Oprah. The episode on March 8 was the most complained about moment in Ofcom's history and it emerged that Meghan had made a formal complaint to ITV about Mr. Morgan. A statement from Ofcom said, "This was a finely balanced decision. Mr. Morgan's comments were potentially harmful and offensive to viewers, and we recognize the strong public reaction to them. But we also took full account of freedom of expression. Under our rules, broadcasters can include controversial opinions as part of legitimate debate in the public interest, and the strong challenge to Mr. Morgan from other contributors provided important context for viewers. Nonetheless, we've reminded ITV to take greater care around content discussing mental health and suicide in future. ITV might consider the use of timely warnings or signposting of support services to ensure viewers are properly protected. Following the ruling, Morgan tweeted, "I'm delighted Ofcom has endorsed my right to disbelieve the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's incendiary claims to Oprah Winfrey, many of which have proven to be untrue. This is a resounding victory for free speech and a resounding defeat for Princess Pinocchio's. Do I get my job back?" Meghan, 40, said she was ignored when raising concerns about her mental health and alleged that racist comments had been made before the birth of her son, Archie. After a clip aired of Meghan discussing her issues with mental health and suicidal thoughts and royal officials' knowledge of them, Mr. Morgan said during the ITV program, "I'm sorry, I don't believe a word she says. I wouldn't believe her if she read me a weather report." His comments were criticized by mental health charity Mind. In July this year Ofcom published a list of the 10 most complained about TV broadcasts as part of its annual report for 2020-21, with the Good Morning Britain episode during which Morgan made his comments becoming the most complained about TV moment in the watchdog's history with 54,453 complaints. A summary of the Ofcom ruling said, "This program focused on the interview between Oprah Winfrey and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It contained statements about suicide and mental health which had the potential to be harmful and highly offensive. However, our decision is that overall the program contained sufficient challenge to provide adequate protection and context to its viewers. We also considered that the comments about race in the program could have been potentially highly offensive, but that the comments were sufficiently contextualized. Therefore, our decision is that the program did not breach the Ofcom broadcasting code."